Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today, I'm going to try to get this entire temporary wall skinned with that paneling. If you haven't seen the rest of this series, I'm going to be putting this paneling on horizontally and this paneling on vertically. This will go on the far side. The wood grain stuff is going to go on this side, and both of them are going to be put on kind of differently. The horizontal stuff, I'm just going to end that right here. I'm going to go floor to ceiling right up to the edge of this stud, and I'll just put two pieces of blocking in there because from here to here is less than a full panel. So I'll just put the other two panels right here and have that entire seam right in here, just like I did with that door. It's kind of an odd spacing here, so that's going to work out really good. On this side, the studs are spaced correctly, so it's just going to be kind of a normal procedure. The panels will end right here on half of this stud and go to here and then be trimmed at the door here. Not quite the same thing on the other side. This is going to have a big notch in it, and then it'll be cut at the door there. And like I said, I changed my mind. I am not going to mess around with screws. I'm just going to nail this in. That way I'm not going to have problems because I have to trim out the door. I'm putting a trim along the top. I'm putting a trim along the edge there, and I'm putting in base molding. And the screws, where'd those go? The screws I was going to use, and I actually did this in another place, and it worked out really good. I used these black panhead cabinet screws, and all went very well with that project, but in this case, it's just going to be a hindrance. And if I use nails, I can putty this up and paint it. When it comes time to take it off, it'll come off real easy. The nails will just pull right through it. And I should be able to salvage parts of the panels, but if I can't, oh well. Okay, having said that, I gotta run this wire back to the shed over there. And while I'm there, I'm gonna try to find a cleat so I can screw a cleat into the bottom, rest the panel on that. The bottom panel is going to come right to here, and then once that cleat's screwed into place, I'll measure up to the boxes, and I'll measure from this door opening over, and hopefully I'll get some real good locations on these boxes because it's going to be kind of flimsy around them with just 1/4-inch paneling. But it is what it is. It's a temporary wall, so let me get this stuff put away and find that cleat. Okay, I have one panel ready to nail into place, and what I did was just kind of clamp this in place, kind of like it is right now, and then I went around to the back side and traced the boxes onto the panel. These have to be cut from the back anyways with the jigsaw or a circular saw so that you don't get chip out on the front side. This is masonite and it chips out like crazy, but everything looks really good. Now I just got to get this nailed in place. This stuff is just so hard to work with. It's really floppy, and when you saw it, it makes really fine dust and puts it everywhere. I cut the first two panels to length here. Right here, I had the sawhorses set up right here, and I'm not doing that again, so I set up outside. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's supposed to rain on and off for the next 10 days. So if it rains, I gotta stop or start cutting in here. But I think I can get this done before it rains, hopefully. So now I gotta nail this in place. The next one just gets trimmed to length there, and it has a little notch right here, and I can just measure that notch. I don't have to get it up here, trace it, and then bring it back down. Although I could have somebody just come in and draw that for me. We'll see. All right, let's get this panel on, and then once this is on, I'm gonna take a quick break and have some lunch. Then I got to get this blocking in and start on this side. Oh, another thing I should show you. What I did for blocking was just 2 small blocks. I have my level line drawn right on the wall here. So I used that blocking and a shim to get it nice and level, even with those lines. And then I did the tracing and all that other stuff. So let me get this one nailed in place and I'll show you a little bit of the cutting and the other stuff on the next panel. Okay, 1 down, 7 to go. I hope the rest of them go in as easy as this one. It was a lot easier going in back and tracing these boxes. And like I said, I won't be able to do that on this side, but this only has the 2 boxes and it has 4 panels. So it's only going to have 1 box per panel, 1 on either side of the door. So that's not too bad. Yeah, I really like the look of this stuff. And it's got a really deep texture. I mean, you can feel that wood grain. It's just like barn boards. I'm kind of working in the dark here, so this video is going to be a little bit dark until I can get these switches back in place. And as soon as I get that panel on, I got to take this switch off. I mean, I can wire it up so that the lights are on, but I'm not going to go through all that. It'll just have to be a slightly dark video until a little bit later. Basically, all I want to get done today is the inside of this wall so we can get this painted. And like I said before, this is going to get a base molding over the bottom all the way around the room, and I will trim out the sides, and there's going to be a trim around the upper edge of the room as well. So this is actually going to look really nice when it's done. All right, I'm going to go have a quick lunch and then we'll get that second panel in. All right, I got the upper panel on. These are really a bear because they have like one of these grooves. They have half of it on each side. So the panel is actually thinner right on the edge. And you have to stand it on the previous one to do it horizontally like this. So it's really, really floppy. As you're trying to put it up there, the edges are curling. So I had to have Cindy come out here and hold that edge while I held this edge, and then kind of get in the middle and hold it while she traced the box from the back so I could get an exact cut on that. But all in all, it came out really well, and you couldn't see where the studs were, so I had to measure from the back side to where I wanted my nail, and then put my level and get a plumb line and go along the level to get a nice straight line of nails there. It was really a lot of work. So this is how I got the bottom panel on. You can see it's just kind of clamped in place. On this one, the box is level with the top of the panel, so I'm not going to have to do any cutting like this on the top panel, which is a good thing. So now I just got to go back here and trace these boxes, take it off, go drill it, jigsaw the holes out, get it back in here, test fit it again, and then throw a bunch of nails in it just like the last ones. Yeah, this is turning out to be quite the difficult day. I've had 2 of my mechanical pencils failed on me, and I have to run and get one where they are, which is a good ways away. And I've had no ends to the problems with the floppiness of this stuff. They are actually going in really well, but it's just really hard to deal with them. This next one that goes up and over the door, biggest problem will be to get this joint to fit real nice and tight. Hopefully this plane and this are at 90 degrees. If not, it's going to take some fudging to get that in there. So I'm not sure exactly how much of the last of this I'm going to be able to film, but I wanted to save some time to give you an overview of what we're going to be doing with our wood shop. We got it kind of finalized. The contractor came over this morning. We did some measuring and figuring and got some prices, and as soon as this stuff's done, I have a few other things to get done for Natalie's birthday or graduation party. Then I got to start moving all this stuff out of here. We're going to move that barn, and well, I'll tell you about that later. Right now, I got to get these outlets traced and get those cut out. Okay, and that's going to wrap it up for this wall for today. I got all of the panels on this side, and it looks pretty damn good. It's going to look a lot better once it has the outlets in place and the covers on the switches, and the trim. This is all going to get trimmed out. It's going to get trimmed out along the top. It's going to get base molding. When I put the door in, it's going to have door trim on it, so it should look really nice for a temporary wall. Now, I'm going to head outside and tell you about what we talked about with the contractor. Okay, so our contractor was over today, and what we are going to do is probably right in here somewhere is going to be the new top of the hill, maybe even further. So we really need to get rid of the barn, but this was the first thing we built here. We used to have the shower in back. A lot of people we know helped work on this. My father helped work on this, and he passed away years ago. So we don't want to get rid of it. Hollyhocks are looking awesome back here. All this stuff's got to go, though. Hopefully I can save some of it. So what we're going to do is the contractor's going to come and he's going to pull in this way and get his forks under there. He has a really big industrial fork truck. He said he can lift this no problem. He lifted one roughly 4 times the size of this already. So he's going to lift this up. We got to empty it out, of course, and he's going to spin it around, and we're going to try to get it in right to the left of the truck and as close to the road as we can. That way we can just back up to it right off the road, get stuff in and out of it, and then we're going to be taking a lot of dirt out of there. What we're going to do is fill in on this side. You can see where that hydrant is. We're going to go past the hydrant almost to this electrical box and then fill this whole area in flush with the rest of it and then gravel that. So this will be a lot more usable. The barn will be saved and it'll be right there. And then this whole area right here will be the new wood shop. So that's pretty exciting. It's going to be a shame to see all this stuff go away, but a lot of the stuff, like the stairs and stuff, that's all getting to the point where it's rotting, and that's going to have to be taken out sooner or later anyways. So the plants, I'll save what I can, and by this time next year, standing right here, I should be in my wood shop. We had it laid out before, and that was a back corner, and that was a back corner, and we were going to do it at an angle, kind of, but now we're going to straighten everything out, make it parallel with the house, and, you know, like I said, move all that stuff out of the way, and it'll be roughly to the hollyhocks to that stake. It's not going to be a huge building. It's only going to be 32 by 48, but it's going to be huge for us. It'll have Cindy and Natalie's kind of a work area over in the corner there, and a work area for me up in this corner, and the whole back part will be a wood shop. We'll be able to get all of my tools out of that shed, all the woodworking tools out of that shed, and into here, hook up the cyclone dust collector, get all that stuff set up. And once that stuff's all set up, I should be able to make some pretty cool stuff. So if you want to see all that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.